there and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be making study spreads for students who have exams coming up, and this is going to be a bit gamified. I'm trying to make the spreads as appealing visually as possible and also implementing a reward system kind of, because studying feels like a chore and I'm trying my best to make it feel like it isn't. So I hope you enjoy this and take something out of it so that you can ace your exams. We're starting off with a spread that is not gamified but super important, because once you start studying and you actually get into it, there are things that you tend to forget, maybe taking your pills, which is something that I often end up doing. So these are a list of things that you definitely have to complete every single day. So make sure you make this list and stick to it, because in the end, if you're not healthy, then you're just going to forget everything that you ever studied. Retention is important, sleep is important, so make sure you do the simple things that keep you healthy. This one is a growth tracker, and basically you need to track the number of hours that you study each day, and it will be really motivational if you look back on it and you see a graph that goes up. So make sure you do better than the day before so that you can look back at it and be like, tomorrow I'm going to do even better, and that is going to be super dopamine inducing and motivational for you. Next one is a grades tracker, which is going to be useful for you to write down your expected grades and then compare it with reality. So this is going to be helping you to push yourself forward, though it is not very gamified and it does not boost your adrenaline, boost your dopamine, none of that, but it's going to help you get better grades. By writing down and comparing it constantly, you're going to constantly want to improve, because finally one day you want to see the same grade on both sides. So you'll keep working till you get your expected grade. That's what this spread is for. Same thing with the practice papers. The only difference between the two is that one is for exams and one is for papers that you do on your own at home. This spread is a super colorful spread for schedules. It's going to be containing different colored tapes for different subjects, different things that you're planning to do. Or else, if you're the type of person who gets easily disappointed when your schedule doesn't go the way you intended it to, then you can turn this into a time tracker instead of a routine. So I'm just assigning the colors right now, and my cat is giving me company, which is something that I really loved. I had fun, and I'm trying to fill it up for 2 days and trying to show you how it's supposed to look like. So if you use tape for this, then it's easy to remove the tape and move it around whenever you mistakenly stuck something up, or some changes have to be made because there is something that came up along the way that you need to take care of instead of doing what you planned on doing. So if you're using tape, then that's possible, but if you're using markers, that is also possible, but I guess you won't be able to customize it as much as I would be able to this way. Now we're moving on to the most awaited page, the page that I implemented newly, and I'm going to be using it very much this month and seeing how it works out in the end. Basically, there are 2 grids and you just have to fill it with dots. When you have to do that is, if you study for 30 minutes, you fill up the grid that is for stamina, and if you waste 30 minutes, then you fill up a dot in the grid that is for I think shame. Yeah, that's the grid. Then as you fill it up, when you complete each row, if there is a star next to that row, then you can take a chit out of one of the jars corresponding to the particular grid. If it's in the shame grid, then you take a chit out of this, which contains punishments obviously, and if you continue and fill one row of the stamina grid, then you can take one good chit and probably get a reward that you needed, and you can have fun with it. When I was thinking of gamifying studying, this is one of the best things that I could come up with, and I hope this helps me and you both. These are the jars that I made for rewards and for punishments. I'm going to be taking a chit out to show you an example for a kind of reward that I wrote. So I'll be just opening it up and then shaking the jar to take a chit while closing my eyes, because I kind of remember the type of rewards that I wrote on each colored chit. So I'm just taking one right now. Hope it's a good reward, and I'm opening it up. I wrote a bunch of rewards like be able to watch a movie, an anime, go out and cycle for more longer than usual, spend time with the cats, and stuff like that. This reward is I can use my phone for 2 hours, which is cool, and it's a break for me from studying then. The next 2 pages are going to be super simple pages. They are for revision basically. One page is going to track the revision that you've done, and one page is going to have stuff that you need to do, stuff that you're expecting to do. Basically, when I do practice papers, I come across some parts that I feel like I need to revise, so I just jot it down on some random paper. But with this spread, you could possibly jot it down in a neat manner and come back to it easily whenever necessary and whenever you have the time to revise it. The next few clips are just me making the chits that you saw earlier. If you're wondering what type of chits I made for the punishment jar, I basically made stuff like jump 50 times, do 50 jumping jacks basically, or do 50 squats, hold a plank for 15 minutes with breaks, or no phone for 6 hours, stuff like that. And the rewards were mostly movies, animes, but there were also stuff like you get a trip to the bookstore, or you get to book a ticket to a cinema, or you get to buy yourself something nice, or you get to order yourself food. That was also there. So stuff like these were added into the chits, and it got a bit dark when I was finishing this. It started to rain outside, and I forgot to adjust the lighting because I was kind of into doing this a lot, and I just kept going and I didn't realize. I'm so sorry about the clip and the lighting here. We have finally made it to the flip through of this video. I had a lot of fun making these spreads and coming up with the ideas. I had to Google a lot of things and make my ideas seem more usable and more advantageous in a gamified type of way. So I had a lot of fun experimenting, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of this that you will be using, or at least you feel inspired now. So take care and study well. I'll see you in my next video.